If you know, if you do any reading or researching about Corregidor, it really is an impossible mission. The fact that you guys pulled it off is absolutely incredible when you take into account all of the factors against you. And I don't think we've even talked about the numbers yet, but there were 6,500 Japanese troops, and because it was the Japanese had taken the island over, to the Allied troops, 0 troops, until the first paratrooper set foot there. So you guys are going in to an island that's occupied by 6,500 Japanese troops, and knowing that not only is it, you're landing on a jump site that's considered impossible to land on, but also because you're having to jump in, you have very light artillery.
75 millimeters old, and
you're going up against their big weaponry.
Each 75 had a 7-man crew, and they had a harness they put on and hitched them up like mules. And that's where they moved them. They were that light, that small. Now, 105 or 155, you couldn't have, men couldn't begin. If it'd been men, it'd been a long line of them. But the crews moved their guns around by themselves. We didn't have any vehicles,
right?
And so they had to do all the moving themselves. And our artillery is parachute artillery, and they were very well trained and very good, with a very, very good artillery outfit and an engineer company. We were a combat team.
Now you mentioned earlier that when you received the news that you were going to jump Corregidor, you said you guys were pretty relaxed and had a relaxed trip from Mindoro in the airplane.
We thought we'd have been handed a great honor.
That's hard for me to imagine that you guys being relaxed, knowing what was in your. Well, it's amazing
we really did. We
the heroism and bravery of.
We were lucky. It was a great honor to be able to attack Corregidor. Because Corregidor really stood for so much, and see, the Japanese loved to talking to ex-POWs. The Japanese would post these pictures all around in the POW camp of Corregidor Island, and the Japanese on it, them sitting on a barrel of Badger Hearn gun. That's a 12-inch gun, and they'd shoot out there 22 miles.
Well, basically, the reason it was such a high honor for you was because, like you said before, it was your Gibraltar, because the island of Corregidor was actually a U.S. military base up until 1941 or 2.
See.
Because it was, and that was actually where MacArthur's headquarters were. Fort Mills.
Fort Mills.
And that's why there was a swimming pool and parade grounds and even a golf course.
They had in fact, we jumped on the golf course. And they call it a pitch and putt golf course. It's just, you can play it with a pitching wedge.
And so the Japanese had these photos, and it was essentially mocking the U.S. troops because they were so proud to have taken over.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They were mocking them.
Right.
See?
And you wanted your island back.